Hey folks, how do you pack for an international trip? I guess I should say, how do I pack for an international trip? Or really for any trip. But I'm going to talk about some of the things I think about before I'm going on an international trip, especially if you're leaving your home country where you don't know all the laws and the regulations and how they do business in that country, what they tolerate, what they don't. Maybe these are some things you don't think about. So in this video, that's what I'm going to talk about, because I'm about to go on a trip and I'm sitting here packing. I said, you know what, I've been meaning to do this video for several reasons. Like recently there's been some Americans that got themselves locked up, I think down on the Turks and Caicos. They went there, they made it through security on the cruise, TSA, but when they were leaving the Turks and Caicos Islands, they found bullets in their luggage, and they weren't planted or anything like that. The guy went on a deer hunting trip, left some rounds in his luggage, and ended up getting arrested or what have you. And I think that story has a happy ending. The guy's back home right now. But you can also reference the story of the female basketball player who went to Russia. What did they get her with? Some weed, or I can't remember what it was. But you can sit there and look at sort of like travel nightmare after nightmare after nightmare that people inadvertently, it's not intentional. The guy who got caught with the rounds down in the Turks and Caicos, he didn't do that intentionally. He just didn't properly pack using my systematic way that I pack, and I always do this. So without further ado, what's the first thing I do when I start getting ready for a trip? And I get ready early. I start packing early. I don't wait till the last minute to pack. I'm packed and ready to go, days before the trip, and I will continue to slim down what I've packed. So say I start out and I pack 10 kilos of stuff. By the time I get ready to step out, I'm probably down to 7, because I'll just sit there and nitpick that and start taking away. When you travel, less is better. The least amount of gear / weight that you're rolling with, especially when you're traveling international, is the way to go. All right, so let me start out and say the first thing you do with any bag that you're going to carry is you sanitize that bag. You search that bag. You take everything out of the bag, whether it's a little satchel that you carry every day, whether it's your briefcase that you carry every day. Oh, I don't need to search that. I go in and out of the federal building every day. No matter where you're going, what bag, backpack, suitcase, pelican case, I don't care what you have or what I have. I'll just speak from what I do. I sanitize the bag, take everything out. I search that bag multiple times. Put your hands in there, right? Get your hands in there, open up every damn zippered pocket that you have, and you search that bag, and you make sure, if you're into weapons or what have you, even if you're not, you make sure that there's no contraband in there as far as, ammunition, weed, because certain places weed is legal and tolerated. In other countries around the globe, you will go to prison for it. Okay, so you don't need to be traveling with it. I don't care what your opinion is. Oh, it's just a couple grams of weed. Okay, all right, big pimpin'. Get caught with that shit in certain countries, and you can talk about the philosophy that it's only a plant behind the jail, behind the bars of that jail cell. You'll be the king of that fucking jail cell over a couple grams of weed. For example, in Thailand right now, I think they're about to change it back, because I thought the whole thing was a big joke, but weed was legalized. Doesn't mean you can come through the airport with it. Shisha and vape are not legal. Go figure. You could smoke weed, but you can't smoke vape, right? So when you travel, don't take the risk because you're not an expert on those countries. And what if you're transiting countries or your flight gets diverted to a certain country and delayed, then you have to clear their customs and spend a night in a hotel. Next thing you know, oh shit, I was going from point A where weed was legal to point B where weed was legal, and now I'm in jail because my flight got diverted. Don't make no sense, right? So step one, search your bags, make sure there is nothing in that damn bag, and start fresh. Now, let me give you an example. I don't know about what happened with this dude who liked to go deer hunting and got caught with them rounds. But look, okay, say a pocket like this, okay, it's very easy for a pocket like that for something to get down in there, and if you turn it upside down, it ain't gonna come out. I mean, you have to get down in there and look and feel, and every now and then I'll find a peso down in there or something like that. You gotta sanitize the bag. All right, well lit area, look in there, shine a light in there. And you think I'm exaggerating, but hey, all these people that ended up behind bars outside their home country, I bet they wish they watched this video and heeded my advice. Okay? Alright, so same thing, every pocket, every crack and crevice of a bag where something could potentially be concealed in that's possibly contraband where you're going. And just think about things like that. Medication. If you're traveling with medication, make sure you have some type of paperwork. You might go somewhere where they can't even read English good, but you show them those papers. But what if you got a whole bunch of pills in there? Americans typically take a lot of prescription drugs, right? I don't want to categorize everybody. But if you're traveling with what looks like a pharmacy, that somebody could perceive you to be selling that shit, you better have some paperwork with it, right? Now, when I say pack light, and I realize, most Americans don't have a passport. Most Americans do not travel internationally. And I'll still get questions asked like this. Hey man, is it easy to find shampoo over there? You get these questions because people don't know. So they'll be packing this, go to Sam's Club and get a big old thing of shampoo and put in their luggage. Folks, all that amounts to weight. You don't need that. All right, unless you're going to, the backwoods of the Amazon to visit some uncontacted tribe. Most countries you go to, when you get off the airport, you can go to 7-Eleven and buy shampoo. You can buy toothpaste, deodorant, all that stuff. A lot of times I only travel with a toothbrush and some dental floss. And when I get to where I'm going, what do? Just go to 7-Eleven, get a small thing of shampoo. It's too easy, right? So after I've sanitized my bags and made sure there ain't nothing in there that I'm gonna go to jail over, that's when I start packing, okay? And from there, how do I pack security-wise? Okay. All right, I wear these Columbia Rock 2 pants when I travel. They have like a security zipper on the right pants pocket. It's a hidden pocket behind the regular pockets. I put my passport, my credit card, my cash, everything in there. It gets zipped up. And then I put some bait cash in the front pockets in case pickpockets get me. They fill the cash, they go away. They're not getting my passport and my critical items because they're in like a vault. Another long story, but we got pickpocketed one time and they got the bait cash. They didn't get my stuff. I keep it there in one pocket, so if I get swamped, what have you, I have one pocket to defend. I don't have multiple pockets to defend. And those are my critical items that I'm gonna fight you over. Everything else, laptops, cell phones, clothes, luggage, it's not worth getting into a conflict that you might lose your life over. Just give it to them and take off running. Because that's my plan. All right. Only thing I'm going to fight you over is what I've got in that pocket, but you're going to have to catch me before we fight. Does that make sense? Because as long as I have that, I can get more money, I can get a hotel room, I can get it in and out of the country. I will recover if somebody steals my laptop or my camera or something like that. If they get your passport, now you're screwed. You can't leave that country until you get to the embassy and get a travel letter or get an emergency passport replacement. Then how are you going to pay for all this stuff if you don't have your credit cards and your ATM card and stuff like that? Okay, so my critical stuff in one pocket on my person. All right. Now, satchel or purse. Now, men over here, we wear this, and you know, the States you might call us a man purse, but everywhere else we wear these things because if you know it's the tropics. A lot of times you're wearing shorts. And if you don't have one of these little bags and try to put everything in your pockets, it just weighs your shorts down. Okay, so everybody over here wears these little bags. Now, so secondary stuff that's important to you, you know, maybe documents, and anything else that's secondary important would go in here, right? Why? Because you're always wearing it, right? You're always wearing it. And if you get a bag that's small enough like this, a lot of times the airlines, you know, they won't make you, oh, sir, you got to put that up top, right? You can wear it. It's wearable. Number two, when you check in, they're not going to weigh it. So you take a little small satchel, you put all your heavy batteries in there, anything that is going to, you know, be weighed. And these budget airlines over here, some, you know, Cebu Pacific, a lot of times they hit me with that 7 kilo weight. Oh, sir, your bag's overweight by 1 kilo. And you just stare at each other. You know, and I'm pulling stuff out, putting it in my pocket, looking at them. You know, it's ridiculous, but that's what they do. So anything that's wearable, even this briefcase, love this briefcase, it's wearable. If I'm wearing it like a satchel and I throw a backpack on, they're gonna ask to weigh my backpack. And I gotta put that on the scale. Most of the time, they're not gonna ask to weigh this briefcase because it looks like it serves as a purse or a satchel, right? So what goes in here? All the heavy shit when I check in, the laptops, all that good stuff will go in here. And then you hope and pray that they don't weigh it because it's gonna be overweight. Now, if that's wearable, like when I'm sitting on a bus, I'm wearing that satchel. It doesn't leave my person, right? And it just sits and rides nicely. Where a backpack, you've got to put that at your feet, or if it's too big, it's got to go in the overhead bin or what have you, under the seat. I recommend the only thing that you potentially go to war with somebody over is what's in your pocket. So if somebody comes up, points a gun at you on the street, says, "Give me that satchel." There you go, buddy. And you just drop it and take off running the other way. Pretty simple, right? Whatever's in the satchel should not be worth going to war over, unless you're that type of guy that travels in your boxer shorts, you know, your gym shorts, and you can't put stuff in your pockets and you have to put it in the satchel. Well, okay, then I might fight you over the satchel. But if I'm wearing a backpack and you want it, here you go, dude. Here's my laptop, and I'm taking off running because all my pertinent stuff is in that small bag. The smaller the bag you have, faster you can run. All right. The bigger the bag, you get my point, right? Another thing about security, right? If you're rolling with a big suitcase and it goes into the trunk of that taxi driver owns you. He owns you if he raises the price. You know, you have a dispute over how much he's wanting, whatever. If any bag that goes into the trunk of a taxi, they own you. So when I'm rolling heavy, I'm like anybody else. I can't avoid it. If I'm rolling light with nothing but a backpack and a small rollerboard, ain't nothing going in the trunk. Ain't nothing going in the trunk. Because if you're going to get into a dispute with a taxi driver, you have all your bags in your hand and you get out of there. Well, now he's got to negotiate with you. He's got to be nice. But if he's got your shit in the trunk, he don't have to be nice, because he's not opening that trunk till you pay him, right? More things to think about. So I guess the point of this video, without me going off on this whole tangent, is number one, don't get yourself in trouble because you didn't properly sanitize your bag. These questionable items, leave them at home, okay? If you can't go 1 week on your vacation without smoking weed, I don't feel sorry for you, okay? I really don't. If you can't go 1 week without sucking on that vape or whatever they call that shit, I don't feel sorry for you. I just don't. Because it doesn't matter how you feel about the subject. It's how they feel in that country that you're going to or transiting. They take that shit seriously and they'll put you in jail. There you go. Travel light. Keep your most important things in a zipped, some type of security pocket on your person. But if you don't have any type of zip pocket, I think this is safer. Do not put shit in cargo pockets with buttons. Man, that's every pickpocket's dream. Don't put anything in the cargo pockets. Why? Because it's so easy if somebody's sitting next to you to get in there without you paying attention, or you're dozing off on a jeepney or a bus. Don't do it. Cargo pockets, even if they got a zipper, it's just, I don't know, it's just because that zipper is easy to access, where my zipper, when I'm sitting down, it's in a bind. You can't open that zipper with one hand. It's got to be like I can't even get stuff out of my pocket. I have to stand up because the zipper's like in a curve. It's in a bind. You can't open it. So if I'm trying to pay the bus driver, I'm like, hold on, man, let me stand up. So if I can't get it out of the pocket, there's no pickpocket going to get it easily, right? But a cargo pocket, nice straight zipper on the side of your leg, yeah, too easy. Okay, folks, that's my quick video. That's my quick talk. One more thing. After I sanitize my bags and I'm ready to go and I show up at the airport, now my attention turns to making sure nobody else puts something in my bag. Now, it's bad that you have to think like that, and I'm not saying any incidents have happened recently. I haven't heard that, but historically here at Manila Airport, they got this what they call a bullet scam. You know, security's in on it with whoever, and maybe the cops are in on it. They put a bullet in your bag. Oh, sir, we caught you with a bullet in your bag, and then everybody puts the pressure on you, and you end up paying 50,000 pesos to get out of it, or else they're going to take you to jail. I can forget the Tagalog word for it, but they call it the bullet scam, right? But that could happen anywhere. Or if you're not paying attention to your bags, somebody slips a kilo of coke in there, hoping that you're gonna take that shit through, and they're gonna get it out when you get to where you're going. All these are nightmare horror stories, but they've happened. It's not gonna happen to me because I'm on guard. I'm absolutely on guard. Don't get close to me. Don't rub up against my fucking bag. I'm watching that shit like a hawk. Not because I'm worried that you're going to steal something or that security's going to steal something. I don't want them motherfuckers putting something in there. Okay? Because I'll recover from a stolen laptop or a stolen iPad. I will recover if they take some of my cash. But you're not paying attention and you let them idiots put a bullet in there. And then the next thing you know, you're in a hot seat. You got problems. So that's why I watch it like a hawk. Not because I'm scared of theft. I'm just making sure nobody's putting something in there to put me in the hot seat. It's like the jet ski scam. If you ever find yourself in this situation and the cops show up like that, a lot of times the cops are in on it. Not blaming anybody, but they're all together. It's the same with the jet ski scam. The jet ski scam is when you run a jet ski, you go out, you come back there, oh, it's damaged. And you're like, no, it's not damaged. And they're like, okay, we're gonna call the cops. Well, when the cops show up, they're in on it. It's their cousin or whatever, and they're all in it together. They're gonna pressure you and scare the hell out of you into paying some money. and then they'll split the money. Ain't no damage to the jet ski. Alright folks, now I got these ladies over here stressing me out, staring me down because I didn't lock the door. It's my fault. Alright folks, they just totally derailed my train of thought. That's my fault for not locking the door. These Filipinos, my gosh. That's all I got to offer right now. Maybe I invoke thought, maybe I save one person from getting hassled or hustled by immigration or customs in some country around the globe because you were carrying something you're not supposed to be. Think about that. I do. See you guys on the next one, my friends.